Let's start the pattern drafting of the corset front and back on the basis of the grid we calculated and drafted. We start from the upper cut of the corset front. Measure the distance equal to side height from point T1 on the waistline upward along the vertical line of the side cut and mark point B3. The segment T1 to B3 equals 17 centimeters. In order to draw the upper dart, we need to calculate the radius R and draw the semicircle with this radius. It should be drawn from the upper point of the side seam, B3, toward the intersection with the continuation of the segment A to A1, and the point A2 should be marked. The radius R is calculated as the half of the difference in the measurements above bust front and bust center. R equals 45 centimeters minus 18 centimeters divided by 2 equals 13.5 centimeters. Therefore, the segment B3 to A2 equals R equals 13.5 centimeters. I connect points A2 and C with the straight line. The dart appeared on the pattern. It is necessary to level the dart sides so that we can close this dart during sewing. I measure the length of the segment. C to A1 equals 8 centimeters on the line C to A2, and mark the point A2 apostrophe. Now the sides of the dart are equal. C to A1 equals C to A2 apostrophe equals 8 centimeters. Connect the points A2 apostrophe and B3 with a straight line. Divide the segment A2 apostrophe to B3 in half and mark the point X. Connect points C and X with a straight line. Measure clip 1 towards the arm's eye on the continuation of this line and mark the point A3. The segment C to A3 equals 10 centimeters. I connect point A2 apostrophe, A3, and B3 with the smooth model line. Now I should work on the upper line of the front central half. I measure 1 centimeter downward from point A and mark the point A apostrophe. It will be clear why we move down by 1 centimeter along the front central line from the next tutorials on the sewing technique of corsets with straight upper cut. This value, A to A apostrophe, equals 1 centimeter, is universal for all sizes. Draw the small perpendicular line from point A apostrophe and connect smoothly with point A1. Therefore, I connected the points A apostrophe and A1 with the concave line, which goes from point A apostrophe at a right angle. The upper cut of the corset front is drafted. The underbust darts. We draft the dart on the underbust line in the front. I make an additional dart on the side seam to decrease the dart opening on the front curve. Measure 1 centimeter from points U1 to either side and mark the points U11 and U12. This value of 1 centimeter is constant for all sizes of the corsets. We will discuss later why we do so. The underbust dart opening in the front is calculated as the half of the distance between the measurements bust front and under bust front, minus 1 centimeter, which we already measured on the side cut of the corset front. 46 centimeters minus 38 centimeters divided by 2 minus 1 centimeter equals 3 centimeters. I measure the half of the dart opening in the front from point C to either side and mark the points C11 and C12. The segments C1 to C11 equals C1 to C12 equals 1.5 centimeters. Connect the points C11 and C12 with the point C. The underbust dart in the front is drafted. We drafted and counted for the underbust dart in the side seam by connecting the points U11 and U12 with the point B1. We draft the back underbust dart. The dart opening in the underbust line in the back curve is calculated as follows. Find the back part of the bust circumference. Subtract bust front, 46 centimeters, from bust circumference, 87 centimeters. 87 centimeters minus 46 centimeters equals 41 centimeters. In a similar way, we calculate the back part of the underbust circumference. Subtract underbust front, 38 centimeters, from underbust circumference, 74 centimeters. 74 centimeters minus 38 centimeters equals 36 centimeters. Subtract 1 centimeter from the half of the difference of these figures. 1 centimeter is the part of the dart opening which is accounted for in the side cut on the back. 41 centimeters minus 36 centimeters divided by 2 minus 1 centimeter equals 1.5 centimeters. I measure the half of the back underbust dart opening from point D1 to both sides and mark the points D11, D12. I connect the points D11 and D12 with the point D. The segments D1 to D11 equals D1 to D12 equals about 0.8 centimeters. Thus, all darts on the underbust line are drafted. The waist darts. The front waist darts. The total opening of the front waist dart is calculated as follows. The difference of the measurements, bust front and waist front, is divided in half. 46 centimeters minus 34 centimeters divided by 2 equals 6 centimeters. We divide this value by 3 and get the opening unit of the front waist darts and on the front side cut. 6 centimeters divided by 3 equals 2 centimeters. Measure the value of the dart opening unit from the front curve to either side on the waist and mark the points C21 and C22. Connect the points C11 to C21 and C12 to C22 with the straight lines. The segment C2 to C21 equals C2 to C22 equals 2 centimeters. Measure the value of the dart opening unit from the point T1 on the side cut to either side on the waist and mark the points T11 and T12. Connect the points U11 to T11 and U12 to T12 with straight lines. The segment T1 to T11 equals T1 to T12 equals 2 centimeters. The waist darts in the back curve. The waist dart opening in the back curve is calculated like the underbust darts. The back part of the bust circumference is already calculated and comprises 41 centimeters. Calculate the back part of the waist circumference likewise. Subtract waist front, 34 centimeters, from waist circumference of 64 centimeters. 64 centimeters minus 34 centimeters equals 30 centimeters. Subtract 2 centimeters from the half of the difference, which is the part of the dart opening counted in the back side cut. 41 centimeters minus 30 centimeters divided by 2 minus 2 centimeters equals 3.5 centimeters. The half of the dart opening comprises 3.5 centimeters divided by 2, which equals about 1.8 centimeters. Measure the half of the dart opening from point D2 on the back waistline to either side and mark the points D21 and D22. Connect the points D11 to D21 equals D12 to D22 with straight lines. The segment D2 to D21 equals D2 to D22 equals 1.8 centimeters. The stomach darts. The front stomach darts. The total front stomach dart opening is calculated as follows. The difference between the measurements bust front and stomach front is divided in half. 46 centimeters minus 40 centimeters divided by 2 equals 3 centimeters. Divide this number by 3 and get the dart opening unit on the front stomach line and the front side cut. 3 centimeters divided by 3 equals 1 centimeter. Measure the value of the dart opening unit from the point C3 on the curve line to either side on the front stomach line and mark the points C31 and C32. Connect the points C21 to C31 and C22 to C32 with straight lines. The segment C3 to C31 equals C3 to C32 equals 1 centimeter. Measure the value of the dart opening unit from the point S1 on the side cut to either side on the front stomach line and mark the points S11 and S12. The segment S1 to S11 equals S1 to S12 equals 1 centimeter. Connect the points T11 to S11 and T12 to S12 with straight lines. If the stomach dart opening unit is negative, it means that the pieces overlap. They are layered and the dart borders will intersect. The stomach darts in the back curve. The stomach dart opening in the back curve is calculated like the underbust and waist darts. The back part of the bust circumference is already calculated and comprises 41 centimeters. Calculate the back part of the stomach circumference likewise. Subtract stomach front, 40 centimeters, from stomach circumference of 84 centimeters. 84 centimeters minus 40 centimeters equals 44 centimeters. Subtract 1 centimeter from the half of the difference, which is the part of the dart opening, counted in the back side cut. 41 centimeters minus 44 centimeters divided by 2 minus 1 centimeter equals negative 2.5 centimeters. The half of the dart opening comprises negative 2.5 centimeters divided by 2 equals negative 1.3 centimeters. Please note the half value of the stomach dart opening in the back curve is negative and equal to minus 1.3 centimeters. It means that the back pieces start to overlap. Measure the half of the dart opening from the point D3 on the back stomach line to either side and mark the points D31 and D32. Connect the points D21 to D32 equals D22 to D31 with the straight lines, which intersect as the back pieces overlap. The segment D3 to D31 equals D3 to D32 equals 1.3 centimeters. The stomach darts are drafted. The hip darts. The front hip darts. The total front hip dart opening is calculated as follows. The difference between the measurements bust front and hip front is divided in half. 46 centimeters minus 43 centimeters divided by 2 equals 1.5 centimeters. Divide this number by 3 and get the dart opening unit on the front hip line and the front side cut. 1.5 centimeters divided by 3 equals 0.5 centimeters. Measure the value of the dart opening unit from the point C4 on the curve line to either side of the front hip line and mark the points C41 and C42. Connect the points C31 to C41 and C32 to C42 with straight lines. The segment C4 to C41 equals C4 to C42 equals 0.5 centimeters. Let me remind you once again, if the hip dart opening unit is negative, it means that the pieces overlap and the dart borders will intersect. Measure the value of the dart opening unit from the point H1 on the side cut to either side on the front hip line and mark the points H11 and H12. Connect the points S11 to H11 and S12 to H12 with straight lines. The segment H1 to H11 equals H1 to H12 equals 0.5 centimeters. The hip darts in the back curve. The hip dart opening in the back curve is calculated like the underbust, waist, and stomach darts. The back part of the bust circumference is already calculated and comprises 41 centimeters. Calculate the back part of the hip circumference. Subtract hip front 43 centimeters from hip circumference of 92 centimeters. 92 centimeters minus 43 centimeters equals 49 centimeters. Subtract 0.5 centimeters from the half of the difference, which is the part of the dart opening, counted in the back side cut. 41 centimeters minus 49 centimeters divided by 2 minus 0.5 centimeters equals negative 4.5 centimeters. The half of the dart opening comprises negative 4.5 centimeters divided by 2 equals about negative 2.3 centimeters. Please note the half value of the hip dart opening in the back curve is negative, like in the stomach line, and equal to minus 2.3 centimeters. It means that the back pieces continue to overlap. Measure the half of the dart opening from point D4 on the back hip line to either side and mark points D41 and D42. Connect the points D31 to D41 equals D32 to D42 with straight lines. The segment D4 to D41 equals D4 to D42 equals 2.3 centimeters. The hip darts are drafted. The upper cut of the corset back. Measure the distance of the back height from point T2 upward along the back center and mark it point L2. The segment T2 to L2 equals 14 centimeters. Measure height of shoulder blades from point D2 along the back curve and mark point L1. The segment D2 to L1 equals 17 centimeters. Now I need to join the highest point of the side seam, B3, and the point L2 with a smooth line according to the corset style. It is compulsory to consider that the upper cut of the corset back should not be higher than the point L1 of the shoulder height. It is desirable to draw the perpendicular line from point L2 toward the side for better joining of the pieces. The upper cut is conditional for now, as we will correct it during our work. I will not round the border lines of the darts as the theory requires, and just leave the pattern as it is. I will explain later why I do it. The pattern of the corset with 2 curves and high neckline for our model Anna is completed.